Golly, I don't know what to say now. I'm speechless. With that kind of introduction, well, I want to thank you all so much for being here today. Kate and I really appreciate it, and we're so honored to tell our story and give back, give some inspiration and hope for folks that might be going through what we went through. Our journey really starts August 4th, 2002. Our philosophy on that day was to find an equine therapy ranch so that we could go into business and change not only children with disabilities, but folks with all different types of disabilities through the vehicle of a horse. On August 4th, our life changed. As you see, with our Freedom horse crashing, a lady pulled out in front of us in East Cherry Creek and clipped us pretty good and threw the bike into three flips. At the scene, I flew about 40 feet from about here to the back wall, flipped with the bike, and Kate actually just pushed herself off the back of the bike and fractured her right shoulder blade, and it threw her head down like a whiplash. So basically what it did is fractured her lower right skull and detached all of her left frontal and temporal part of her brain. As the doctors explained, that's all her speech mechanisms, and that all had to be removed. So basically Kate had lost about 10 to 15% of her left frontal and temporal. And we were informed at the ICU that night that she went directly into surgery, and the doctor let me know that she's not going to probably make it. If she makes it, she'll never talk. They can't explain why or how she recovered speech. And that's why a big reason why we talk with folks with TBIs, with traumatic brain injuries, is that there is a thing called regeneration. And even the doctors at Mayo Clinic, the best doctors in the world, really can't describe what's going on. But somehow her right side taught her left side to speak again. When her intracranial pressure spiked to the point that it was actually swelling where her brain could not have any relief, they had to remove her bone flap. They call bone flap, it's basically her skull. And she's in a coma with half of her skull in the freezer, not to get graphic, but in order to save her life for the pressure, they had to remove that bone flap. And I think this is the predominant thing throughout our story, is positive thinking and really getting after it. You see this girl with the neck brace and her shaved head, and that was her deal. Her workout deal was to have a smile on her face all the time through all of her work, mental and physical rehabilitation. And as you see here, since she got a haircut, I figured I needed a haircut, so we both shaved our head. And at about the first year point, we had, Kate got a driver's license. She went through all the outpatient rehab with Spaulding, was rarely released with no issues, no health issues, no medical, no meds. Really had a great year. We don't know what happened, but one day something clicked, and we can't, even to this day, we don't really know what these symptoms were, but they appeared real slowly. It was like having someone with a stroke, as you see a contorted hand, a little small limp, and it just got worse.
But the interesting thing is Shawn saw me changing in different ways, small ways at first, and I'm still, before what he's talking about, I was driving my car, I went to the grocery store, and the day he took away my keys, he knew something was happening, but I pulled up to the light just before we turned up to our canyon, and I saw this little car in front of me, and I saw it, and I saw it, and I saw it, and I ran right back. My perception was gone. And that was the day when Shawn accepted, we gotta find out what's happening, because nobody knew why.
Kate's decline went on for years, folks, and I can't describe watching someone you love dying in front of your eyes. We witnessed it to the point where there wasn't any walking like you saw earlier. We witnessed to the point where she was in a wheelchair. A week before our final surgery, they were sending us home, and Kate was shutting down. Kate couldn't breathe. Her lungs weren't working. Her speech was at the best just blurred, and they're kicking us out of Mayo. And they said, we'll see you in 6 months. And I said, no, you won't. I said, you've got to find out what's going on with her today. She'll be dead in 6 months. They put the MRI of 4 years prior side by side with the MRI that day, and the technician, it wasn't a neurosurgeon, it was a x-ray tech, said that's it. And what he saw was an indentation, as you saw earlier, that was maybe an inch and a half deep to about 4 inches deep, folks. We called it the 3 F's, focus, faith, and follow through, and that's what we kind of abided by during the whole time. And having family members there is so important as advocates. But to let you know how much pressure, or what little bit of pressure can change, is the next day, Kate went in at 10/15 vision before she got her new head. The next day she had 20/20 vision. We were saved to give back. And we totally 100% put our love and desire into the horses, using them as vehicles to make miracles happen with folks. And just to see that love and that bond, and us putting our story into words also gives folks hope that maybe didn't have hope before. But our equine therapy business is really why we were saved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.